What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. It's that time again, it's time for the fits of the week where I bring you some of the best menswear fits from around the socials, just in time for some weekend inspiration. So we've had the first few days of Pitti this week, so we've got a ton of beautiful summer tailoring to show you. Before we get into that though, I'd just like to ask if you get anything from the video, if you could like and subscribe. Do check out our store archerandwoods.com for pre and menswear, and sign up to my Substack The Guidance, which is just a weekly newsletter, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, where I send out recommendations for brands, a curated list of pre-owned items that I've found across all the different sort of sites like eBay, Depop, Grailed, and just general ramblings. But yeah, I'll put everything in the description below, but let's get into the fits. So first up, from the Instagram of Fabrizio Di Polo, we have this beautiful olive suit, a kind of like golden brown tie, a little what looks to be a denim shirt. I can't really see from here, or it's a really light blue shirt, but I think it is a denim or chambray shirt. A little pocket chief going on, so there's a lot happening. Ties tucked into the high-waisted trousers. The structure of the suit's really loose, summery, and just very Italian. And it's just a lovely look. There's a lot of colour going on, but it's not over the top, it's not fluorescent, it's not too peacocky, which is, I think, is just right for Pitti. So it's a really good starting point, because the Pitti peacock concept isn't really my thing. I don't like over-the-top colours. I don't like really bright and intrusive colours. I like things where even though it's been thought about, it's been put together well, it's not overly done, it's not overly contrived or just too much of a punch in the face. And this is a really great example of that. There's beautiful colours, there's a lot going on, there's little details of like the tie and wearing a double-breasted blazer undone, that little sprezzatura touch to it, which is nonchalant, which is how it should be in my opinion. And I think this is really beautifully done, and yeah, really lovely suit. Next we have from the same Instagram account this really beautiful photo of a father and his child in the sort of matching suits, because again, Pitti is about beautiful tailoring, but just that extra little bit more without going too far over the top. A little bit of fun, enjoying yourself, expressing yourself, and this is another great example of that. He's got his kid involved in this kind of matching linen suit. The suits itself are beautiful, like right up my street. You guys know, if you followed me for long enough, I love brown and tobacco tailoring. I think he's paired it well with this cream, I think it's a polo shirt, a little pocket chief coming out, just spilling out of his pocket. It looks very nice. It looks like a very nice cut to it. I love the little matching, just really wholesome photo with his child as well. I will block the face out because I'm not sure he'd like it on YouTube, but yeah, it's just really sweet, and also, but the main point is a beautiful suit. So yeah, lovely photo. Next up we have Naoki Tezuka, and this is another brown piece of tailoring with a bit of a darker shade. We've got a kind of like a striped orange and white shirt, I believe, a pattern tie, a pocket chief going on, and some, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, some brown suede tassel loafers, and a little bag as well. Like, again, a lot going on, but because of the colour palette, it blends in with the colour palette of Italy and Florence in particular. There's a lot happening, there's a lot of colours, but the tones are matched beautifully. There is that bit of that contrast in the pocket chief. There's the very strong, like the very interesting pattern of the tie, but with a load of colours in it. But you take a step back and you look at it as a whole, and the whole thing blends really well. And I think it does work because of the colour of the suit. It's got a bit of a darker tone to it than the one we looked at before, and I think that's why it works so well. If it was a bit lighter, I think it'd be harder to pair that tie, the pocket chief, and all that other stuff going on. I love the loafers as well, and yeah, just a really interesting blend of little patterns and colours. There's a smaller pattern of the shirt as well with the larger pattern of the tie. Yeah, just a really nice outfit. Next up we have Moteen on Instagram. Do check his Instagram out, it's fantastic. This is a bit more toned down in terms of colours, but I want to include a bit of everything because these are all 3 very wearable outfits. If we go from left to right, we've got a bit more of a looser fit here, a bit more of a broad lapel, a pair of high-waisted trousers, and a thin little belt. I really like that. It plays off with the proportions of the rest of the outfit. Nice soft shoulders, again a much wider leg of trouser, and simple, it's sleek. I like the neck on that t-shirt as well, it's just the right sort of height. Next we have more of a peak lapel, a bit more of a structured look. I believe, I'm just going to zoom in, he's got one button in the middle, which just gives that nice beautiful shape, especially with the peak lapels. You're just seeing it go in and out. Everything else is really sleek and clean. And then the next one, lighter suit, double-breasted, undone. It's got a bit of a pattern to it, again just a simple t-shirt underneath, and yeah, just a really nice simple look. I'd wear any one of these, but if I had to go for one, It's tough, but I would probably go for the one on the right, the lighter colour one. Just, I love a double-breasted suit. So next up, we have Manish Puri wearing this really beautiful off-white suit with these big pink lapels. The photo is taken by Rikesh, or Rick's UK on Instagram. Manish, you'll catch him on the Daily Mirror on Instagram. And amazing follow, great fits, and this is no different. So this is a really lovely, quite interesting structured suit. Massive lapels, but not too broad. They're big and they're quite high. The notch comes quite high up, so it's not too over the top. So I quite like that. It's got a nice bit of structure and size to the shoulder. The shape of the torso is really nice. It's got a good bit of length to it. And then obviously everything's very light and white, and something that is not easy to pull off, but he's played with it really well with that striped tie. You've got just a little, just got that hint of blue just flashing in there. A little touch of a pocket square, I believe, with a bit of blue. And then got the bag, which is really cool. And then some, I believe dark brown penny loafers and some socks, some like dark olive socks, I think from here I can see. So yeah, like a very hard to pull off suit, but the portions of it make it, like the length of that suit, the sort of the size, the sort of structure of that shoulder makes it just a bit easier to get away with, if you know what I mean. Like it looks more, I don't know, it doesn't look too formal, I think is what I'm trying to say. It looks like if he was wearing a white suit and a tie, it's not easy to wear that, and I think he's wearing it absolutely beautifully. He's paired it really well with the loafers, the tie, and he's always an immaculately dressed guy, and I absolutely love this fit. Might be my favourite of the day. Next up, we do have Rikesh, who was the photographer for the last one, and he is wearing I believe this is a double-breasted blazer, green tie, a blue or a light blue shirt, baseball cap, and some high-waisted pleated cream trousers. Tie's tucked in, really nice proportions again with that length of that jacket, the rise of those trousers, playing with baseball cap and tailoring as well. We spoke about this a lot in previous videos, and I think he's absolutely nailed it here. And really fun outfit. Again, something that's very formal, but has been made that extra little bit more casual, so it can be worn more often. And absolutely love this. I love that tie. It's just that punch of colour bang in the middle, which just works as a centerpiece for the whole outfit. Menswear Musings is our next fit, and definitely give him a follow if you want coverage of Pitti, because he churns out so much great content with interviews with people and photos of people with outfits. So definitely give him a follow if you're not already. I really like this because he's got a short lapelled blazer, so more of an evening wear sort of look, in this off-white or cream, paired with a denim shirt, some lovely high-waisted trousers, and I'm just trying to zoom in, and some what look like green espadrilles on. So yeah, really interesting play of very, very formal, bit more casual, formal again, and then casual again, and it works. Like, I really like the idea of making evening wear more wearable in other situations, because why save it for one point if you're not going out in formal occasions all the time, and especially if you're traveling to somewhere like this, and maybe you're going to an event in the evening, or you've been to an event, reuse that jacket, reuse it in a different way, be creative with it. But he's also done it in a way that works. Like, it actually does work. It's not forced it into anything. It helps that it hasn't got a lot of structure to it. It helps that it looks, it's quite slim. Apart from the lapels, you couldn't really tell that it's much of a formal piece of attire. So beautiful use of it. I always love a bit of denim with any tailoring, so I think this works really well, and definitely give him a follow if you're not already. And this next one is actually from Menswear Musings photos for the week, and this is just a really nice pink lapel suit in this kind of like sandy colour, with a tie, white shirt. It looks like a cotton, I want to say, material, brown socks, brown shoes. Very, very simple. Again, it's not done in a very over the top and ostentatious way. The colour palette's very toned down. It's just browns, sand. It's a really cool look. The shoulders are very soft and unstructured. Just a really nice fit. and something a little bit different for all the colour and patterns going on. Right, so our next one is from SuitSupply on Instagram. This is Mark Jacobs, not that one, but he's a SuitSupply style expert, I believe they call him. And there's a few of these guys out over in Pitti, one being Mark B. Thompson and the other one Andrew0515, which I think they're all style experts at SuitSupply. Really nice suits, and all wearing SuitSupply as well. So, they're like, relatively affordable suits. So, when you like see all these images of guys wearing really wonderful tailoring over in Pitti, and you would just assume that they cost thousands of pounds, SuitSupply are really holding their own in these places, and they're showing off, I believe, their next sort of like seasons and this season, and all of them are worth a follow. They wear SuitSupply most of the time in their outfits on their feed, and they look great. So it's good to know that you can buy a suit for, I think, SuitSupply, I looked at one the other day that was like £500, which really isn't that bad when you're comparing it to other sorts of suits. Obviously it is quite a lot of money, but when you're comparing it to some of the big brands, it's not that bad at all. And they really hold their own. Definitely worth a look. One thing that sticks out to me is the use of earth colours in a lot of their outfits. Lots of browns, also lighter colours like creams as well. This is a really good example of three very different styles, and one obviously with this more structured cream suit, a baseball cap, and some, I'm just going to zoom in on the shoes, baseball cap, knitted polo, and some sandals. They've all got sandals on. The next one, I think, is a brown suit with double-breasted suit. This is the suit I wanted, this one I was looking at. Simple like vest underneath, and then Andrew's wearing just a simple, what looks like a linen shirt, vest, and some shorts on as well. So three very simple looks, but all fitting really well. Very smart still, even the ones with the shorts, still a very smart look. So a great sort of like bit of inspiration for if you're going on holiday and you want to still look smart. This is a great example of it. It's all about proportions, the height of those shorts, the length of that shirt. There's actually a bit of collar going on, and I like the sandals as well. Next up, we've got a bit more of a casual look with these two gents here. So this is Gijo19 on Instagram, and if we go from left to right, we've got more of like a chore jacket, like a vintage chore jacket, a nice deep rich navy crew neck t-shirt, some high-waisted trousers, and it's kind of like goldy. There's a little bit of hint of green in there from what I'm looking at, but it looks like more of a golden sort of beige colour, and just some like plimsoll trainers. And then on the right, we've got denim shirt tucked into some high-rise trousers and some just black loafers. So very casual outfit, different to what we've looked at before, but it's good to add these kind of things because there's little subtle touches. Like, it's the trousers. I bang on about high-waisted trousers all the time, and they can really transform a fit altogether, because if you were to swap them out for low-rise or any old trousers, they just wouldn't look right. The outfit just looks basic. It looks just uninteresting. So it really makes it stand out. It's on the left-hand side with the chore jacket, tucking in the t-shirt, so you can see that rise. You can see the proportional difference. I love that vintage chore jacket as well as a contrast with the really rich navy as well. So you've got like something a little bit banged up, but also with something very clean and crisp, so it doesn't look too scruffy in a way. And then with the other fit, we've just got a really nice denim shirt tucked in with that high waist of the trousers, and then loafers. So you've got like casual to a bit more formal, and then to very formal, and it just works. It's two really nice outfits. Next up, we have Lawrence from Throwing Fits or Sartorially Inc. on Instagram, and he's got a few really interesting outfits actually from Pitti. So do check him out on Instagram if you're not already. But he's got, there's a lot going on here actually. So we've got a kind of like a camo cap on, some big chunky glasses, light denim shirt with a vest underneath, a double-breasted peak lapel blazer, a really cool black western belt, then with some highish rise, slightly darker coloured jeans, and I'm trying to see what those shoes are. They are, I can't really see from here, but I'm really not too sure what they are. But yeah, just a cool outfit really. Like, again, there is a ton going on, but because of their double denim, it kind of makes it work. That blazer's very cool, really nice size lapel with a little bit of structure on it. But yeah, an outfit I absolutely would steal. Following that, we've got Massimiliano Cavoni on Instagram. Sorry if I butchered that. This is giving me big Cass Atlantic vibes in this double sort of beige, high-waisted trousers, camp collar shirt, opened up, tucked in, all the same colour, but the proportions really make it work. And yeah, just a really nice outfit. And it just goes to show, I think when we were showing Cass Atlantic previously, I don't know if this is Cass Atlantic, by the way, but this is pretty much the same similar sort of shirt and trousers that I bought from them. I just bought all navy, and I bought the shirt in this sort of colour. How it can be worn out, and it can be worn out in the evening as well if you're on holiday. So it's got that sort of double feel to it. Like I was wearing this shirt with shorts, it felt very casual, and then you could go out in an evening with the trousers on, high-waisted, tucked in. Yeah, I like. Also, I love the rise of that trouser. It just gives you a very vintage feel, like, you know, old world sort of feel, which I really like. So from the same Instagram account, I'm not going to try and say it again, I've absolutely butchered it, but this is another monochrome look with a double-breasted peakless lapel suit, crew neck t-shirt. I can't see what shoes he's got on from here. I'll just have a look. Yeah, I can't see what shoes he's got on from here, but it's the tone I find really interesting, because you see a lot of monochrome looks in beiges and sort of sandy colours, but this is just that slightly lighter, which I really like. Like finding a t-shirt that matches this suit must be kind of tough, but I think the two go together really well. The suit has a really interesting little bit of detail. It's almost like a Solaria, but I don't think it is, because it looks very matted and almost like a brushed cotton. So really interesting, and it's really got me thinking. Like, I've got a suit in a similar kind of tone, and just I want to try and find a t-shirt in the same sort of colour. I think that works really well. And finally, we've got Simon Berg. So Simon Berg 1977 on Instagram, really great follow. Has some beautiful tailoring on there, and he has run into Jeff Goldblum of all people over in Pitti, and Jeff is wearing it looks Cucinelli to me, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's been to a Cucinelli show. But it's a wide stripes suit with this really nice lapel, really broad notched lapel. The size of that shirt collar is like almost folding up, so a really nice size collar. Interesting, almost vintage looking pattern tie. And I think that's why the whole thing's interesting. The whole thing looks very vintage, even though it's probably very contemporary. But yeah, it just looks great. The proportions on what he's wearing look fantastic. Simon's wearing also a very nice suit, but I think he's been upstaged by Jeff in this occasion. I just really like this. It's something it's something with the pattern of the tie, the width of this, the stripe in those suits. It's just interesting and just a bit of fun, but also still classy. Anyway, guys, there were the fits of the week. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favourite. I know we got through a lot today, so thank you for bearing with me. Do remember to check out archeronwoods.com for pre-year menswear. Sign up to the Substack, The Guidance. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do remember to like and subscribe on the way out, and I'll see you on the next